Woo, welcome back, traders. How are we doing today? We are going to be getting into a very important video today. So make sure to stay until the end so you can hear my full thesis on what I believe risk assets are about to do and what the potential setup is for a lot of our favorite meme stocks and small cap assets. This is a review and a recap on my previous video about IWM and why I believe that a lot of my thesis of a small cap rally or risk on asset market is because of the way that IWM has been set up and because of the way that you've actually closed the previous month and how you've opened the new one, right? And I want to give you guys some technical confluence or similarities between the last time you saw some kind of macro run on this index. In case you guys don't know, IWM or the Russell 2000 index has your favorites, NEO, AMC, GameStop, and a lot of other smaller cap stocks inside of the index. So whenever this index performs greatly, typically your meme cap stocks do as well because it's in a basket. And typically they'll succeed or fail together. But you look at the way that this thing is prompted, and it's kind of special because you can see a consistent stair step in volume, making your highest close last month in volume that you have had bullish in the last, let's say, half a year, right? Not only did you close the highest volume, but you also closed above this resistance trend. And I think it means more to say that you've confirmed the highest close in IWM's history. And that's not the highest wick because, right, you didn't close above this wick at 242.35. You closed at 241.96. So although you're not there, you opened up the month even higher, making the all-time high on IWM at 248.09. That is tremendously bullish. And I want to spot something and call something out that the last time you did something like this was back here, in which you formed this inverse head and shoulders during COVID. You had a sharp drop and then a rally back. And typically when these horizontal trends are broken, you see explosive moves to the upside. You can see kind of a fake out here going into COVID. I mean, typically when you break this horizontal trend, you rally. And this was close to or an all-time high before you saw a disastrous push down. And then this was your final relief rally before the 2022 recession. But you are slated very similarly here with an inverse head and shoulders and a profit target potentially, right? A potential profit target, whether or not you take it from here or there. I'll take it from here because I'm conservative. I like the potential profit target being somewhere in this $300 to mid $300 range on IWM because you can look at the last two tops. Slated gives you this top right around 300. So it looks really good for IWM. And what does that mean for AMC and GameStop, right? Because the last time you saw this ask candle, well, this was November of 2020. And then you saw strong follow through December and January, right? These three candles making a three white soldiers pattern. And then you saw a continuation all the way up to 232. This stretch right here, this breakout was what led to January and the squeeze that had occurred with GameStop, AMC. A lot of these oversold charts began to see their macro indicators slope back up as IWM absolutely tore faces. And you can see here, I'll go to TradingView because TradingView gives a very unique look on this. And it's a little bit more clear to see this inverse head and shoulders. You can see you had this crazy vertical rally with the highest close you've ever had and the highest candle wick you've ever had. And look where we are on the RSI, making all-time highs in quite literally half of a percent away from the bull zone on this indice for the first time, guys, since you broke it during this meme run. And what gets me so jacked is if you see even, and this is in the weekly time frame, if you see even a weekly continuation next week from the breakout, which typically you do see, I think you're really setting up for something like this on IWM, a 30% run as soon as you enter in the bull zone. And gearing and setting up the way that these stocks that are inside of this indice already are, guys, I mean, this could be insane. So it's something to watch going into next week. And I think it aligns with the AMC chart, the GME chart, and the NEO chart to do something really, really special here. So I'm going to be watching how you react to the bull zone here because you are so close. You're talking about pennies. You're talking about literal 0.5% away from doing something special here because you can see the way that you rejected it here, the way that you pretty much rejected it there, way that you rejected it there, way that you rejected it here. So typically it is unlikely for indices to have these insane moves inside the bull zone. But you're 1 for 1. Last time you entered the bull zone in a very vertical like setup like this, you absolutely went crazy. And so I can only imagine, speaking on monetary policy and potentially printing more money, extending our federal budget with this government shutdown, I can only imagine if you do something very similar here where you boot up those printers, IWM is just going to go crazy, probably ballistic. You're also talking about being above this horizontal resistance. I mean, these moves do not happen subtly. They happen very vertically, guys. You are above this extreme resistance that pinned you from 243 all the way down to 172, and now you have cracked above it. I mean, this thing is quite literally cracked. It's insane. So that is my DD on this thing. I believe there was one more thing on the quarterly chart, something that we went over the last video, was that on the quarterly chart, you had a pretty crazy setup in which you had this bull flag or symmetrical triangle that you've broken out of and could potentially send you back to the bull zone on the quarterly chart for the first time since 2018 when you had this vertical rally, right? And so I don't think that it's a coincidence that meme stocks are very, very slated here and set up in a way that could send this thing higher. And so that's my video on IWM, guys. I just want to give you guys a reminder, a check-in to always watch this indice and make sure to slap the subscribe button if you guys enjoyed the content. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. Have a wonderful rest of your day and a great Sunday, guys. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Woo.